Scott here from Woke Societies, here to drop you another sweet, sick, amazing episode of Woke Societies. So I'm really excited today, guys. I officially hit 100 subscribers. Thank you, guys. That's all I can say to my fans and subscribers out there. We are at 100 and growing. Twitter's growing, Facebook's growing. It's all going in good places, guys. Eventually, I want to set up a marketplace on my website. Get my, I eventually would love to do live shows, and eventually kind of do like a radio talk show in a way, instead of doing clips just on YouTube. But I want to take this channel to much further places than it's at now. I know we're just starting out. I only started probably, it's going to be 2 months at the end of July, guys. It's moving by quick, but you know, you guys are loving this stuff. I enjoy giving this information out, telling the truth to the world. So I am super excited. And again, I just wanted to start the episode out saying thank you guys for getting me to that 100 subscriber. It's a milestone. Next one will I don't know if I'm going to, next milestone either be 500 or 1,000. Haven't set the goal yet, but either way, we're going to get there and we're going to keep trekking on here. So guys, to get right into it, lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff. I had to take yesterday off, just needed some personal time or whatever. Watched the Mueller hearing, which was a huge snooze fest. It was more entertaining than anything, but I missed the first half of it because I was at work. I was able to catch the last 2 hours of the second hearing, and within maybe 10 minutes, I wanted to turn it off. I continued watching it to see if anything would happen with Q or what have you, but not really too much to look at. So we're going to break that down. I'm going to show you a funny minute-and-a-half clip to summarize pretty much how the Mueller hearing went. We're going to jump into some big things going on with Epstein, with the Clintons, and a new Q drop. By the way, guys, Q dropped probably more than 20 drops last night, just overnight alone, some today. Can't get into all those. There's just too much to cover, but I'm going to get into the most recent one about Disney. The ex-vice president of Disney was arrested just last month. No one knew about this. I didn't know about this. And Q links the article to them, and they have connections to Epstein and his island. Wow, right? So let's start, guys. So this clip here from my man Praying Medic. Awesome follow on Twitter. Follow him. He's got excellent content, excellent threads. He's a good follow on Twitter. He knows what he's talking about. I'm going to show you this clip from the Mueller hearing and just show you guys how big of a waste of time it was. Here we go.
Committed the crime of obstruction. You could not publicly state that in your report or here today.
Can you repeat the question, sir? You're going to have to repeat that for me. Can you repeat the last part of that question?
Yeah. Which act? Pardon?
Can you read the last question?
The last question was...
I want to make certain I got it accurate. I'm sorry, could you restate?
The individual is in fact obligated to provide what's being demanded by the regulation or statute, meaning you don't have any wiggle room, right?
I'd have to look more closely at the statute.
Well, I just read it to you.
And what was the question, sir, if I might?
Correct?
And where are you reading from on that?
I'm reading from my question.
Then could you repeat it?
Okay. Is that correct on the screen?
Can you repeat the question? And now that I have the language on the screen.
Is it correct?
What was the question?
Pardon?
Can you read the last question?
Terrible.
The last question was...
I want to make certain I got it accurate.
Attorney number 2 in the Inspector General's report and Strzok both worked on your team, didn't they?
Pardon me? Can you ask?
They both worked on your team, didn't they?
I know. I heard Strzok. Who else were you talking about?
Attorney number 2 identified in the Inspector General's report.
Okay. And the question was?
Volume 2, page 87 and 88 of your report. True?
I'm sorry. Could you again repeat the question?
So guys, you get the whole point here. If you guys did watch it, it was hard to watch, but being on the right side of history, it was kind of fun to watch him squirm. And I kind of felt bad in a way. I'm a very empathetic person, so I kind of put myself in people's shoes, even if they're completely evil, and try to view things from their point of view. It's just built into me. I can't help it. He just looked like a frail old man that didn't know where he was or what he was doing. And this guy was, you know, a huge investigator for the FBI for a long time. And, you know, he has high status, and he just looked so disinterested, just didn't know what was going on. And guys, the whole takeaway that I have from all this, after watching the last 2 hours of it, there was a question asked by one of the congressmen about Fusion GPS, and Fusion GPS were the ones that conducted this whole investigation, right, with Mueller or whatever. And Mueller didn't even, he looked like he didn't even know who Fusion GPS was. Like, he was baffled by it. And dude, you're the lead investigator on all this, and you don't know what, you're just confused about who Fusion GPS is. Like, when I heard that, triggered in my mind was, this man did not write his report. He must be some kind of a puppet. Either the Democrats are controlling him or something. Something is just wrong here. Was this guy really in control of anything? Did he investigate anything himself? The dude didn't even know his own report. So it's just, guys, it's just so many questions upon questions. It didn't answer anything. This was a disaster for the Democrats. Complete disaster. The Republicans were asking real questions, and the only thing that Mueller would answer to is, it's not in my purview, or he would just refer back to his report, which again we know is absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So guys, the thing is, D-class is coming. The truth is going to be coming out no matter what. Barr is working on this. He is going to answer those hard questions that the Republicans wanted answers to, and also the American people want. This was a complete clown show. This whole thing was delayed by a week. And what did it do? It did nothing. What benefit was it? There were some theories going out that Mueller is a white hat. Maybe he's working for Trump. There's some Q drops that people are referencing that maybe he is trying to save himself. So he's with Trump now, so he's taking maybe a deal. So the hammer doesn't fall on him as hard, so he's cooperating with Trump, so to make the Dems look bad. All this stuff. So I don't know. I just don't know about that. But if you see here, Praying Medic quoted, not quoted, but wrote down 2019 year of the boomerang. This is to a recent Q drop. So that's just essentially saying that everything that the deep state and all the false media claims, everything is coming back to hit them right in the face. The year of the boomerang. So that's all really I want to get into Mueller, guys. There's really nothing else to talk about. We knew what was going to happen, and we knew exactly, and what we thought was going to happen did happen. Complete waste of time. We're all still waiting for D-class, for the truth to come out, so these scumbags can go to jail and maybe get executed. We're going to talk about that too. So let's jump into Epstein, because, you know, Epstein's dominating, but you can't help it. There's just constant changes going on all the time. So when I woke up this morning, guys, I saw this headline. Jeffrey Epstein found injured in New York City jail cell after possible suicide attempt, sources. So guys, I found this. There's a ton of articles on there. I chose NBC. Tread lightly with this. There's been mixed reports about this stuff, but I'll get into that. But let me just read the main crux of all this. Accused pedophile, he is, and wealthy Manhattan financier Jeffrey Epstein was found injured in a fetal position inside his cell at a New York City jail. According to sources close to the investigation, Epstein, who is being held in Metropolitan Correctional Center as he awaits his trial for conspiracy and sex trafficking, was found semi-conscious with marks on his neck, two sources told News 4. Investigators are trying to piece together exactly what happened, saying details remain murky. A fourth source said an assault has not been ruled out and that another inmate was questioned. The inmate who investigators have talked to in Lower Manhattan facility has been identified as Nicholas Tartaglione. According to two sources, this man is a former police officer in Westchester County who was arrested in December 2016 and accused of killing 4 men in an alleged cocaine distribution conspiracy, then burying their bodies in his yard in Otisville in Orange County, according to court records. So this was the main article that I saw that a lot of other articles were saying. Again, some of these are mainstream, some of these were independent, but they're all essentially saying the same thing. The two theories is that Epstein tried to kill himself, and the other thing that is being said that he was actually roomed with another inmate, this guy here, whatever his name was again, Nicholas. And I saw a picture of this dude. He's big. He's a big guy. Like he'd mess you up. They're saying he attacked him, maybe try to strangle him. They got into an altercation or whatever. We really don't know. This is still, I guess, an ongoing story. we don't really know what's going on, but when we saw this, you know, immediately you're thinking deep state is paying someone off, or maybe he's got blackmailing somebody, gonna have an inmate try to kill Epstein. That was a thing. Maybe Epstein tried to kill himself. But you gotta think the level of crime that this guy's committed and who this guy is connected to. There is no way in this supermax prison that this guy's in that they're gonna give him any option of killing himself, as far as like a blanket or a towel or anything. Like, it's just common sense. So they did find marks around his neck, which is weird. But the thing is too, if they put this guy Epstein with another inmate, why would they do that? It doesn't make sense. This guy should be by himself with nothing but a toilet and a bed, and given food to me maybe once a day, because he's a complete shit fuck of a human being. So this was a huge story that came out. Nothing came of it. He's still alive. And the other thing is too, you guys gotta think about, he put an appeal to his rejection of bail. So you have a guy that's trying to still get a bail case so he can get out of prison until his trial. Why would he try to kill himself? Doesn't make sense, right? So I don't know what's going on with this, but it happened. Something happened, and wanted to let you guys know. So more Epstein stuff. Now this was good, because this is on Zero Hedge. Love these guys. They do great work. Here it is. Epstein visited Clinton White House multiple times in the 1990s. More connections, as if we needed any more between Epstein and the Clintons, right? Unbelievable. Bill Clinton's attempts to distance himself from convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein have taken yet another blow, after a Daily Beast investigation reveals that the financier, who came highly recommended by Lynn Forrester, Dave Rothschild, visited the Clinton White House multiple times. Look at these scumbags. Look at them. On July 8th, the former president sought to distance himself from Epstein, claiming that the two crossed paths just 6 times beginning in 2002. 4 flights on the billionaire's private jet, which we know were 26 times, a single trip to his Harlem office, and one brief visit to his New York apartment, all with staff and security detail in tow, which we also know that he went on that plane, the Lolita Express, multiple times without his Secret Service being there. And, you know, he went and did his own thing with God knows how many underage girls. So here we go. President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago. Bullshit. Or those with which he has been recently charged in New York. Clinton spokesperson Angel Urena told the Beast. Any suggestions to the contrary is both factually inaccurate and irresponsible. No, it's not. Clinton's denial flies in the face of flight logs from Epstein's now sold Lolita Express 727. There it is, 26 times. And there's the jet. Oh gosh, guys, this is just crazy. And according to the Beast, Clinton also failed to mention the intimate 1995 fundraiser dinner at Palm Beach home of Revlon mogul Ron Perlman, where Clinton hobnobbed with the likes of Epstein, Don Johnson, and Jimmy Buffett. While Politico claimed in a piece last week that Clinton and Epstein connected through Epstein's longtime confidant and alleged procurer of young women, Ghislaine Maxwell, here's that name again, after Clinton left office, documents in the Clinton Library attest to much earlier links. And here we go. Late September 1993, Bill and Hillary Clinton hosted a reception for supporters who had contributed to recent White House renovations. Nearly $400,000 overhaul, which included new gold draperies, 13-color woven rug, blah, 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 blah. The reception took place at the White House. And let's see, White House Social Secretary Ann Stock, who appears in Epstein's little black book of phone numbers, was listed at the point of contact. Guests for the event, according to the invitation list, including the journalist and philanthropist Barbara Goldsmith, Iris Jane Engelhard, political consultant Cynthia Friedman, and Mr. Jeffrey Epstein and Miss Ghislaine Maxwell. Epstein and Maxwell do not appear on their regret list, and there is a letter A next to both of their names indicating they plan to attend. So guys, here's more meetings. These are the pictures I posted on my Facebook and Twitter because Google whitewashed these, of course, and guess what? Whenever you pull up a search for Clinton Epstein, you get Donald Trump right next to him. What a shock. Meanwhile, Clinton's college friend, A. Paul Prosperi, visited Epstein at least 20 times while he was in the Palm Beach County Jail after pleading guilty to procuring an underage prostitute in 2008. And we go on. and on and on. 1995, again, another meeting. This is with, let's see, it was a pleasure to receive recent at Senator Kennedy's house. There was too much to discuss and too little time. Using my 15 seconds of access to discuss Jeffrey Epstein and currency stabilization. More connections, guys, just more connections. And the article just continues on. And it's just more proof, guys, that the media is trying so hard to just do whatever they can at this point. Their last-ditch efforts to tie Trump to anything that's anything Epstein, and it's just not going to work. There's another article that I put out on my Facebook and Twitter. Trump actually led to Epstein's first arrest, so you just put all that bullshit away. And just to show you guys a quick picture of there's still, I can't remember his name. He's got all the drone footage of I think his name Rickleshack or something like that. He's on YouTube. He keeps doing these drone flyovers of Epstein's Island, and he actually got a picture of what was in the temple of Epstein's temple, which the media is saying was his gym. Some stupid bullshit like that, right? So let's look what's inside the gym. Here's a picture. Oh, those look like beds. And they look like small beds. Small beds for children, maybe? Most likely. So this came out today. Just happened to see that. It's just, very disturbing stuff. So, yeah, guys, it's not looking good for Epstein, and we're going to dive in deeper here because Q dropped this bomb. And I'm probably going to make another episode, guys, of the previous Q drops because there's so many of them. Here's the picture right here that Q dropped. What was this? Oh, this was today at 1 o'clock. So you got a whole bunch of stuff, guys. Whole bunch of stuff. But the big one I want to just mention here. Q posted Magical Kingdoms Disney Cruise Line. Afterwards, after your cruise, make your way to your second snorkel stop, Little St. James Island. This is disturbing, guys, where curious fish dart back and forth in the clear blue water and colorful coral formations nestled next to amazing underwater formations, Little St. James Island. And guys, these are the pictures from that same guy that has the drones and he flies with them over the island. This is a picture of the entrance to probably it is tunnels, definitely tunnels and underground areas of God knows what. There's one, here's another one. So right, Q's linking this stuff and you're thinking, what the fuck, Disney Cruise Line, what does this have to do with anything, right? And again, Q posted, nothing can stop what is coming, nothing. This links to an article from the Miami Herald. I'm not going to get into that right now. But the big one I want to get into, so Q posted this at 1:52, and not even 7 minutes later, posted this bomb. Nothing. According to this, remember, nothing can stop what is coming, nothing Q, nothing exclamation point. Getting the point across, you hit it, and this is what we get, guys. Former Walt Disney VP sentenced to prison in child sex abuse investigation. Now, this happened in June. I think this last month he got arrested. Where was the coverage on this? Where was it? Mainstream didn't cover this. No one was covering this. No one knew this happened, right? So let's get into it. Former Walt Disney Company executive Michael Laney has been sentenced to 81 months in prison for 4 counts of first-degree sexual abuse involving a 7-year-old girl. According to WTKR, Laney, who is 73 years old, will have to register as a sex offender to pay a $4,000 fine. He must have really good fucking lawyers. I can tell you that. 81 months. I don't know. He's really old, so maybe he's just banking he's going to die, but he's a piece of shit regardless. In 2017, the young girl told Washington state law enforcement that Laney abused her in 2009. The case was later given to Portland Police Bureau as the abuse was determined to have occurred in that city. During its investigation, the PBP discovered other allegations of sexual abuse against Laney, with one person allegedly he sexually abused her when she was a minor in 2007. The court was not able to prove these allegations against Laney. The outlet also notes Laney's lawyers, Stephen and Jacob Houtz, are attempting to postpone his incarceration while he attempts to appeal part of the sentence. The attorneys also noted that Laney's wife suffers from Parkinson's disease, writing a sentence to Ms. Laney to any amount of incarceration, much less an actuarial true life sentence, disproportionately impacts him more than defendant without those personal characteristics, blah, 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 blah. So, Q is referencing this as very important. And they also told us that a while back that this web of evil goes much deeper than any of us could possibly think. The Anons, we know, a bunch of people know what really was going on in that temple. Really sick, dark things. And what I want to show you now is this tweet from Mr. Joe M. I gotta find him here. So this is what we're insinuating, guys, about this whole Disney thing. And Joe sums it up here. Sick. Epstein had friends at Disney Cruise Lines who deliver children to the island where they would be smuggled into these tunnels. Excessive ventilation systems were built in to accommodate probably dozens of kids at one time. Fast trial, death penalty. Right? So these are the pictures. Again, these are the ones I just showed you. I don't know where. There is a picture of the ventilation system. And I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. And I don't think I'm going to be able to find it for you guys, but that's okay. There is a picture, the same picture of the drone footage of the vents. And it's just, you know, the media is trying to paint his island and these things that as just, you know, just completely innocent things, guys. It's just a gym. You know, maybe, you know, he just needs ventilation or what? These ventilation systems are huge. They're huge. They're for multiple people to be underground. And why underground? I don't have to get into it. You can watch my other videos, guys. You know the stuff that was going on there with these children. Evil, disgusting things. So, this is what we're getting into, guys. Disney now. Disney. You know, they have their cruise liners and they stopped at Epstein Island, and guess what? These elite were shopping. Children, kids. Sick, disgusting things, guys. This is huge. And what I want to end on is this right here for today. Federal government to resume capital punishment. Schedule executions for first time since 2003. This is all Attorney General Barr, man. He is the shit. He is the guy that's going to bring down the guillotine and all these sick bastards. Right here. Attorney General Barr bill said Thursday the federal government will resume capital punishment and will move forward with plans to execute 5 inmates on death row for the first time in more than 15 years. The Justice Department said Barr has directed the Federal Bureau of Prisons to adopt a proposed addendum to the federal execution protocol that will clear the way for the executions. Barr has also directed the Bureau of Prisons to schedule the executions of 5 death row inmates. Now, guys, what I want to get into, not in their individual cases, because what they did was absolutely disgusting. He killed the little girl, slit the girl's throat twice, you know, crushed their heads with 20-pound rocks, tied them up with rocks in some Louisiana bayou, and let them sink. This guy was molesting and beating to death his 2.5-year-old daughter. Are you seeing the picture, guys? Young kids. And these guys, let's see, what did he do? Okay. Jones was executed for 1995 kidnapping, rape, and murder of a young female soldier. So guys, what I really want, what I'm trying to paint the picture here for you tonight is more and more things are getting exposed as the days go on. Again, this Epstein case is huge. They're keeping a tight lock on this guy because what he brings to the table as far as justice that's going to serve him and the rest of the deep state and the elite is going to be devastating. But what I'm trying to get at, Epstein's connected to pedophilia, Clintons, other elites, princes, politicians, and what do these guys all have in common that Barr wants to bring back? They are being executed for crimes against children. He's reinstating this. This is no coincidence, guys. That is what I'm trying to get at. What do you think is going to happen when these guys are convicted? We are hoping they are going to get put down like the dogs they are. We'll have to wait and see, but this came out today as well, guys, and I'm like, geez, I gotta make a video. This is nuts. There's just too much stuff going on, guys, and it's so exciting. It's super exciting. So there's a lot more that happened than I can cover today. It's just way too much. Just to give you guys some hints, if you want to look into it, I might do a video on it. Q dropped a post a couple days ago about saying watch California, watch the water. The FBI did arrest a big upper-up that watched some kind of water, something to do with water, and Q had dropped a reference to that. So that's another story that we're going to be looking at and I'm going to cover as well. So that's it, guys, for me tonight. Just gave you a bunch of top stories that I could find today, stuff you should be updated on. And again, thank you for the 100 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Let's keep it going. Share and subscribe all this content and get it out to your friends and family and let them know what's really going on in this world. And until then, stay woke.